Mic check, 1, 2. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to hashtag TNT Joe Tech News that Jerome Ortega finds interesting. I should have went to go pee before I started the stream. I'll probably have to do that midstream, but that's okay. How's it going, guys? Welcome. Happy Thursday. It's a very cold day in Chicago. Today is Thursday, November 12th, 2:27 p.m. I actually don't have a ton of tech news to talk about today, but I think still enough stuff to talk about that we can have a conversation, see what's going on, see how everyone's doing. But welcome everybody. Hello, hello. Tectonic says they need to bring it. Who needs to bring it? Google? Google's needed to bring it for a while. And whether or not it's coming, I'm just not sure. What's going on, Tectonic? Welcome, though. Nice to see you, man. Edgar Hernandez. It's Thursday. What's up, everyone? What happened to your avatar? Why is your avatar gone? Or is it just on my end? Hi, Edgar. The Woo. Jerome Ortega. What up? Woo! No, that wasn't that bad. You know what I should do is I should have a soundboard. That's what I need. I need a soundboard so I can play the Woo when the Woo shows up and woos me. What's going on, the Woo? Edgar says, will they get the chipset part correct, though? Look at their Pixel 5. I mean, well, we're going to talk about it. So we'll see. I'm hoping they do. Sean, what up, man? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Baron Gray Matter. What up, Slackers? What up, Ed? How you doing, man? Welcome. Ernie. Heyo, Ernie. How's it going, man? Welcome, everybody. Nice to see you guys. Falling Wickets, Pixel 6 XL. The sooner the better. I agree. But the sooner the better will probably be at the end of 2021. Probably October of 2021. Maybe September of 2021. Maybe. Deepak Murthy, hello. What's going on, Deepak? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Fasten your seatbelts, guys. Paul Amarok. Hey, Paul, how's it going, man? Love your camera comparison videos. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. Appreciate you saying that. They usually take a lot of time to do, but lately I haven't been. I still try to put a little love into it. It's just not the same because it just takes so long. But you know, I try. Go pee. I will in a minute. Midstream. I didn't think about that. We can wait. Thank you, Paul. Smash the like button. Yes, guys, if you have a chance, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. It is a way to support. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys for stopping by as always. Edgar says, not that cold. Maybe all the weight loss makes you feel cold. That's actually funny you say that. That is so funny you say that because let me share this with you. I just put a post out on my Instagram, not my Phone Jerome Instagram, but my other channel. And that's actually why. You think it's the perfect weather. I used to think that was the perfect weather when I weighed 90 plus pounds. I just put this post out how long ago? 33 minutes ago. I said I might have lost 90 pounds, but winter will be no match for thermals and a down jacket. And then I said, who am I kidding? I'm going to freeze my ass off this winter. I get so cold now. After losing all this weight, I'm so cold all the time. Like right now, even talking to you guys, my hands are freezing. It's just, yeah. It used to be perfect weather, but not for me anymore. Jennifer Cho, hey everyone, how's it going, Jennifer? Welcome. Nice to see you as always. Tony Brogan, hi Jerome. Hi. Is that Bert or that's Ernie? That's Ernie. Hi Ernie. Hi, Tony Brogan. Welcome. Brian Wu. Hi, Jerome. Is Google making its own chip in partner with Samsung? So that's what I've heard. Again, we're going to talk about it today. I actually have an article to go over, but we'll see how good this article is and what it has in store. Google making its own chipset could finally rival Apple or become a hot mess. Oh, God. You know what? I love that you bring that up because I didn't even think of the other side of things. I didn't think about the whole Exynos thing. Hopefully it won't go in that direction. Hopefully not. Scary to think about. I don't want to think that that's what's going to happen. Plenty of other stuff to buy between then and now. S21, Sony 1 Mark III, etc., etc. Wallet cries. My wallet has been crying for a while. Just shout out. Sexy 6XL. Hey, what's going on, Zico Day? Welcome. Nice to have you. Welcome to the stream. Ruben, what's up, man? What up, Jerome? Phone Jerome fam. I know I'm mad late. You're good, man. I was late. I'm half an hour late on doing this, but I was spooked with the flash of Arnold in the camera comparisons with your Pixel 5 and iPhone 12. Have you missed my newest one has it too? You know, it's funny. Somebody wrote in one of those camera comparisons and said, why did I find this video creepy? I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but like in my videos, when I do add Arnold, I try to give it a little creative flair. And if you guys have not seen, if you haven't seen this new video, I just put it out yesterday evening. It's just the 4A and the 5. We've gone through it, but I do put little glimpses. I do put little glimpses of Arnold in here. Anyway, just an FYI. If you haven't seen it, you can check it on my channel. Again, I posted it yesterday. It's just a comparison between the 4A and the 5. We've pretty much come to the conclusion, at least with the main shooter, I need to do more testing with portrait. I need to do testing with video. But with the 4A and the 5, they're pretty much the same main camera, except there's no ultra wide on the 4A. Also, the 4A costs a lot cheaper. But yes, Ruben, welcome. Yeah, there is a little spooky, creepy factor into it. It's just me trying to put my creative side out there. But welcome. Edgar, hopefully we have a mild winter. Can't tell though with all these bipolar days. Very true. It was in the 70s here in Chicago and it was lovely. And I wish it would never go away. But yeah, last night I went for like a 45-minute walk and it was like 40 degrees out and I had that jacket that I took a picture of and it helped, but my hands were still freezing. I need really good gloves. That's what I need. It's actually Bert. I forget. I forget. Oh, it is Bert. Oh, Ernie's a nice one. Bert's the mean one. Is that right? Thank you, Ernie. Ernie, there you go. All right. Anyway, Team Varai, good evening, people. Hi, Jerome. What's going on, Team Varai? Welcome, welcome. William Maya, what up? What up, y'all? What's going on, William? Welcome. Nice to have you, William. Paul says Google should team with AMD. We need a rival to Qualcomm and Apple. Apple is killing the chipset game, but their software is to be desired. That's actually a great way of putting that, Paul. Paul, I also don't think I've seen you in here before, but welcome. I agree with all of this. I mean, I don't know about the AMD part, but I understand AMD is usually the underdog. Intel is the big dog, but we do need a rival to Qualcomm. That's one of the reasons I want Google to make their own chipset, is to rival, to stop having Qualcomm as one of these guys that's going to dictate the entire market of what's going on, which is, we need more competition is what we need. Arnold just had heart. Did he really? Wow, I didn't know that. Is he okay, Salwonk? How's it going, Salwonk? I actually have your tweet up on my, see? It's you. I actually have your tweet up because I might go over that video today, but it depends on time. I don't know if we're going to have time, but if we do, I might go through it. If not, maybe tomorrow. Just got a mail from Google saying they are stopped. Yeah, I have this as a story. We talked about this briefly yesterday as well, but again, if we have time, we're going to talk about it. So thank you, Ruben. I appreciate that, man. I love those touches you put in. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Brad C. These are all like custom, these are all from like Chicago artists, and they only have them during Bulls games. You can only get them if you're at a Bulls game. They give them for free though. So I try to go to those games when they have those hats. I have almost every single one. I really need to stop drinking because I really have to pee. This is my first live stream. Well, welcome. I appreciate you, Paul. Oh God, yeah, we got snow here in Chicago too, but not a ton. Not enough to stick to the ground. Love Ernie. There you go. Okay, guys. So did you do that? I didn't, because I don't have YouTube Premium. I think you needed to have YouTube Premium before November 6th to be eligible for that free Stadia deal. For anyone that's asking, Sean is talking about how if you have YouTube Premium, you get like the whole Stadia set. You get a Chromecast Ultra and the Stadia system or controller or whatever it is. But no, I didn't get it. And I'm not going to spend money on it either. But yeah. Yeah, Paul, I love that you say this, because this is how I feel about so much of this stuff. Qualcomm equals Intel, stifling innovation and monopolizing the market. You're absolutely right. That's the one thing. And again, if this is your first live stream, I don't know how many you've seen, or if this is just the first time you coming here, but that's something I talk about a lot. Is I am for the consumer. I hate big corporations. I hate the way they, they pretty much are like the shepherds. They kind of like make us walk in this path, and we have to do certain things, and they make you think it's like it's not. We lack a lot of competition, and that's why like these big tech companies, honestly, for me, they ruin so much shit. And I'm not just talking about like Google, Facebook, whatever. I'm talking about like when I talk about carriers, T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T, and then that's it. And Verizon. Let's not forget about Verizon and how much I hate them. Anything, all these big corporations, it's awful. Yeah. So before I start, what I want to do is, okay, you guys have seen, since we're talking about, I was talking about carriers. I have my Pixel 5 here, and this is actually my newer Pixel 5. For you guys that don't know, I ended up getting 2 Pixel 5s because I was able to get a deal for this Pixel 5 with $200 off. So I got a great deal on it. But in order to get this deal, I had to sign up for 2 months of service with Visible. If you're not familiar with Visible, Visible is an MVNO. They actually work under Verizon, but if you can get a good deal with them, you can pay as little as $25 a month for unlimited data, unlimited talk and text for $25 a month. The only reason I haven't stuck with Visible or changed carriers is because I have been on the same phone plan for years and years and years, and I only paid $21.23 a month after taxes. And so I have 2 T-Mobile lines. But I ended up getting this phone because of the $200, you get a $200 gift card. Here's the thing. I have never had Verizon before. Never had Verizon. Again, this is not Verizon, but this is Visible, but it works under Verizon's towers. I have had T-Mobile forever. Okay. You guys have seen me do speed tests because I keep talking about 5G and how 5G is a bunch of, bullshit and whatever. And actually, before I get into that, let me turn 5G back on, because I actually turned it off when you guys said you could turn off 5G, and I didn't realize you could turn off 5G. And I'm glad that you can. Okay, so where am I at here? Why can I not? How do I do that again? How did I turn that off and on? I should have done this before we started. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. 5G auto. There we go. Okay. So I have been doing speed tests with T-Mobile on 5G, and I've been getting pretty average results, pretty similar results, nothing special. Maybe 80 down is the fastest I've gotten here, with like maybe I think 30 up, 40 up. So this is T-Mobile. Again, T-Mobile, 5G. This is my Pixel 5, but Visible doesn't get 5G. They don't get 5G. Right now, Visible is only capable of 4G LTE. I ran a speed test on Visible's network today, actually. We might as well do both of them. So right now, this is, on Visible's network, on T-Mobile's network. T-Mobile, Visible. Let's go. T-Mobile, Visible. Look at this. Look at this right here. I'm actually, so this is actually lower than what I was getting recently. But look at that. I have never had speeds this high, download speeds. It's at 156 right now. So this is 5G right here on T-Mobile. This is using Verizon's 4G LTE. This isn't even 5G right now. And look at those speeds, 157 down and 50 up. It's weird seeing all the reflections on here. I did not realize, well, at least here in Chicago, I didn't realize how good some of those speeds are. So if I show you my results, it's probably going to be too hard to see. But if you see here, don't even look at that first one. That first one was my awful Wi-Fi. But look at the other speeds I tested today. 224 down, 203 down with 61 up. I have never used Verizon before. One, because I hate Verizon, but 2, they're too expensive unless you use Visible. And this isn't even 5G. It's not even 5G. These speeds look similar to what people talk about when they get their speeds in Europe, at least from what I remember, or in Asia. But Visible has plans for $25 a month if you can do a family plan with, I think, 3 other people. And I plan on doing that with Will. Otherwise, if you do it by yourself, it's $40 a month. So I just thought I'd share that because I was like, wait a minute. I have never realized that it was that fast, even on an MVNO, even not being straight off Verizon. This is just using their service. It makes me wonder how far behind T-Mobile is when it comes to their speeds. Because I just never really, again, is it going to make that much of a difference? Maybe not. I don't use my phones for LTE for like super heavy tasking or whatever. It's still nice to see though. So anyway, again, just thought I'd share. Deepak says, any thoughts on the new gen consoles? I Not really. I'm actually, so like I have an Xbox control. It's plugged in here. I use an Xbox controller on my PC to play Rocket League, but like if I were to get a system, I would probably buy an Xbox. But I'm an Xbox guy, that's why. But I've been a PC player for a long time now. It's been a while. So yeah, I don't really have thoughts on it. I know a lot of people are talking about it. I'm just the wrong person to have that discussion with. Fear the Roof 42, what's going on, man? 13th to like the video. I appreciate it. In honor of tomorrow's Friday. Ooh, tomorrow is Friday the 13th. I didn't think about that. Paul Hendricks. I really need to go. I'm going to go through this chat and then I am going to take a 2-second break and then we're going to, we'll continue. The new Biden administration, let's not talk about politics. You don't want me to get started. Is going to kick Ajit Pai. We need Ajit Pai gone. This will be a big help for us little people. I agree, though. I do agree. I agree. Brian, what's going on, man? What up, Phone Jerome fam? What's going on, Brian? Welcome. Jerome, I think they released the Nintendo game. N-Watch 2020 edition. Wait, what? I don't even know what that is. You're going to have to like keep me up to date. 80 down. Yeah, so look at that. So is that normally what Verizon gives you? 200 down? That's pretty good. That's exactly what I got on my Pixel 5 right now with 4G LTE. That wasn't even 5G. Yeah, so 80 down, Paul, I'm lucky if I get 80 down with T-Mobile. Usually I get around like 30 to 40 down with T-Mobile. I didn't realize it was that quick. That iced tea looks good. It's actually Mio. It's like berry pomegranate, and I mix it with like a strawberry one. So it's not iced tea, but it makes people think it's iced tea. Falling Wickets, does Invisible limit phone makers and models? I don't know, but I bought my Pixel 5 from Visible for $200 off. And you only need to do service with them for 2 months, and then you can leave. And it's completely unlocked after that. So, yeah. Krishna, what's going on, man? Hey, guys, what's going on, Krishna? Welcome. Paul says, yeah, here in Holland, we get around 275. So I feel like this is more normal at this point with Visible. It makes me think, should I keep this Visible plan? If it's only $25 a month, I'm going to need to cut back on somewhere, cancel Amazon Prime or something to save some money. But I might do it just to have a quicker speed. Switch SIMs and see what the speeds are again. You want me to switch SIMs right now? I can do that right now, actually, just to see. All right, let's do that. I'm gonna do that real quick because I'm curious what those speeds would be. Flip-flopped. Yeah, because then the iPhone won't get taking the SIM out of this Pixel 5 is kind of difficult. There we go. It's like I have to like completely knock it off. All right. So if you guys are just coming in, I'm switching the SIMs on my iPhone 12 Pro and my Pixel 5. The iPhone 12 Pro has my T-Mobile SIM in it. And my Pixel 5 has the Visible SIM in it. But I noticed that Visible SIM or speed is super fast, even on LTE. A lot faster than what I'm getting on 5G with T-Mobile. So if you guys saw, I did a 5G test on T-Mobile and on speed test, and I got 40, was it 40 down? 40 down and maybe, or 60 down. And what was it, like 30 up, 35 up? And then when I did Visible, which is based off of Verizon's towers, I ended up getting 200 down and 60 up, which is super fast. Now, I don't care for Verizon, but Visible is only $40 a month. And if you do a family plan, you can get it for $25 a month. Unlimited. Okay, so they're both swapped now. Yeah, so they're both swapped out. And you can see, okay, add a new phone number. Not now. You can see it's LTE now, because there's no Visible doesn't give you 5G just yet. And then for T-Mobile, why is T-Mobile? All right, I'm gonna probably have to wait until that switches, because right now, can you see that? It says Edge. Why am I only on the Edge network here? Okay, you know what? I have to go pee. So I need to. All right. I'm gonna be back. 2 seconds. If anyone asks, I'm peeing. Thank you. Oh, I need to I need to turn off the okay, I'm like doing the pee dance now. All right, I'll be right back. All right. Sorry. 1 second. Okay. Where am I at here? So right now, okay, again, if you just came in, hello, welcome everyone. Oh wow, yeah. So now my Pixel 5 says 5G on it. God damn it. I can't focus this correctly. Trust me, it says 5G on it. So we're switching, and now we're gonna test T-Mobile 5G on the Pixel 5. And then we're gonna test 4G LTE on the iPhone 12 Pro. So again, hold on. I should turn both. I'm closing the apps just to make sure that everything is like Gucci. Speed test. Okay, this says T-Mobile 5G on my Pixel 5. This shows visible LTE on the iPhone 12 Pro, and then go. $5G 38. Look at that. Look at this right here. 150, 160. This is 4G LTE on visible right now. 156 down. What did this get down? 50. 50 down. 40 up, 50 up. T-Mobile's network is slow in Chicago. Is it slow everywhere else too? This got 156 down, 50 up, 50 down, 27 up. I've had T-Mobile forever. So I'm not used to seeing speeds that quick. It makes me want to, man, I need to get on a family plan there, because that's $25 a month. That's $25 a month with visible. That's not even 5G right now. That's $25 a month if you can do a family plan, unlimited everything. Shit. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Where am I at here? There's a lot of other chat. Big House, what's going on, man? Hey, stream, what's going on, Big House? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you, as always. Welcome. Team Fry says it's a 2020 version of Nintendo's early pre-Game Boy era Oh, yeah. Did we talk about that before? We need to... I need to keep in touch with you about that. Okay, I can't get through all the chat because we got to go through other stuff, but let me say hi to people. William says, dang, am I about to switch to visible? This is why That's why I love being able to do this, because I can share this with you guys. You can see what's going on. For people who have had T-Mobile, you might have been in my situation where you've always gotten those, like, they're okay speeds. They're not awful. I paid $21 a month, but for $25 a month to get speeds that are like 4 times faster, and it's not even 5G. So apparently they're going to get 5G. That's what I've heard. Visible will, but I don't know when, but it doesn't even matter to me at this point. 200 down, 150 down, I'll take it. I'll take that, and I'll take 60 up for sure. Leo, what's going on, Leo? T-Mobile service is terrible. 5G is a joke. Doesn't exist under. It's crazy. I didn't realize it was that. I didn't realize there was that much of a difference in that kind of speed. So Leo, just an FYI, we even swapped SIMs because I had Visible on this phone on the Pixel 5, and I had T-Mobile 5G on here, and then we swapped, and it was still exactly the same for speeds, which is crazy. Okay, that's what I was getting from AT&T last night. 154 down and 20 up for LTE. So that's still crazy that this was getting 60 up. Visible's getting 60 up. Not this is T-Mobile. Visible's getting 60 up. I need to swap these SIMs back. Remind me, guys. This is okay. Anyway, Leo, what are you talking about? David Merritt, how's it going, man? Here in Ghana. Did you leave, David? Welcome. Unless you meant me going to have to pee, but swapping the. Okay. The teachers go. Okay. Who am I missing here? Hemant Karkarla. Hemant Karkarla. How's it going? Hello, all. How's it going, Hemant? Welcome. Bathroom breakdown. Okay. All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's actually talk about, so we did those testing. I didn't even really think I was going to go through all of that today, but just FYI then, if you're interested in Visible has super fast speeds at a pretty decent price, at least from my testing. And so far it's been fine. I haven't had enough time I've only been using it for 2 days. So I don't really know just yet how good it's really going to be. Hi from Germany. How's it going? FF91. Welcome. Nice to see you. Welcome. Okay. So, Falling Wicked says, take note, only Apple, Pixel, and some Samsungs /LG on Visible. Thank you for sharing that, Falling Wickeds. All right, guys, we need to talk about Google and a custom chipset for the Pixel phones. We've heard about Google making their own chipset for Pixel phones, or at least the rumor has been going around, and I think a lot of us want this. A lot of us are on board for this. A lot of us aren't happy with the Snap 700 series they put in the Pixel 5. It's been fine for me. It does almost everything I needed to do. I'm a very light user in terms of what I use my phone for. I use my phone a lot, but I don't do a lot of gaming, any gaming. I don't edit video on it. I do more of the social media stuff, text messages, take pictures. That's what I use my phone for. I do take video. So that if anything, that's probably the most extensive it's going to get for that. But as far as like the one thing that Apple has had over any Android phones is the fact that they've been making their own chipsets and they have a lot of control over it. And I think Google doing this would, and like Paul was talking about earlier in here, was giving more competition, making sure Qualcomm doesn't take the entire market and price shit super expensive that like it just drives prices up all day. And so this article here talks about, and where did I get this from? Computerworld.com, of all places. Why Google making its own Pixel chips could matter for you. Google's homemade processors could start appearing in Pixel products in a matter of months. And that could mean, guys, why do we have to have these goddamn people spamming stupid shit on here? Okay, that's taken care of. And that could make a meaningful difference in the device's evolution. The one thing that I'm looking forward to is Google making their own custom chipsets, not only for Pixel phones, but for Chromebooks and for whatever else they might have in store. I think them going this route is going to be very beneficial for a lot of reasons. I'm not going to explain them here, but we'll actually explain them in the article, and then I'll share whatever thoughts I might have for it. It's tough to talk about chips without venturing deep into spec-infested, geeky waters, unless that is we're talking about the Cool Ranch variety of chip. Okay. Salty snacks aside, chips are sometimes important, if highly technical, part of the smartphone picture. They're the hearts of our coddled and beloved mobile devices and the pieces of technology that let these modern wonders do all the incredible things they're able to do. I think a lot of us who are very nerdy when it comes to phones, it's important to us. There are a lot of other people who it doesn't matter at all. You know those people. They own iPhones that have like one of the best chipsets, and they don't care. All they care about is that the phone works, that it does everything that they need it to do. And in a lot of cases, even though I'm very geeky and nerdy and I like to know the specs, I'm that same kind of person. In a lot of ways, for like just a lot of instances in what I do, when I take photos, when I shoot video, I just want something to work and properly and not have any issues with it. That's really all I care about at the end of the day. Although it is nice in the geeky sense of the term, the word is to have a phone that does have good specs on it for bragging rights. And like, that is like the nature of like being kind of a tech nerd. Maybe not for everybody, but for me, it feels like it. That I can say, well, yeah, but your chipset's slow. I don't know. There's just something about having the better of the two. So while most normal folks certainly don't need to have words like Snapdragon, gigahertz, or okay, there's a lot of like awful jokes in here. The notion of Google building its own custom chips to power its Pixel and possibly even Pixelbook products is something that could have a significant, I forgot about Pixelbook. Yes, Pixelbooks as well, not only Chromebooks, and something well worth understanding. The subject of custom Pixel chips is top of mind right now for a couple of reasons. First, there's that whole magical and revolutionary Apple event announcing that company's plans to bring its own processors into its computing appliances. And we just went through this. Mac devices, MacBook Pros, whatever, they're using their own chipsets now as well. Not only on their phones, but also now in their laptops and in their desktops. And Intel is no longer part of that. I mean, they're probably going to lose a lot of money because of that. I'd assume so. And so it's a good time to talk about Google creating their own chipsets as well. So I'm like looking at this article to see if, because we're not going to go through this entire thing, but Pichai said that Google was doing some deeper investments in hardware, which take 2 to 3 years to come together. And that in 2021, some of those deeper investments will come into play. So hopefully that'll be for the Pixel 6. Hopefully. Now, remember when we learned a while back that Google was on the brink of having its own homemade processors ready for Pixel and Pixelbook devices, and how that could come to pass as early as next year? Yep, sure seems to add up. But the question remains, outside of tech heads, industry goofuses, and the general super geeks among us, who cares? What difference would it actually make to us as mostly human person mammal? Okay, it's very wordy. If an upcoming Pixel were to have a Google-made processor instead of the more typical Qualcomm-made model. When I think of chipsets that are being made in-house like Google, I just feel like they're going to have a lot more control in a lot of what they do. There are a lot of benefits that come to it, and we're going to talk about that right now. So number one, it would give Google complete control over what exactly is included. I think I just said that. From the moment Google first started selling its own self-made Pixel phones, we've talked about how the devices are more than the sum of their parts, how they represent a holistic, self-controlled vision of the way Google wants Android to be experienced. There was a sharp contrast to Nexus phones, that preceded the Pixels. Those devices were actually designed and created by other companies, usually relying on one of their own finished phone models as a base and then incorporating some of Google's requested tweaks and modifications. And while that's true, Pixel phones haven't really found their peak yet. Apple phones, iPhones have a very quality fit and finish, and Google is far from reaching that. Even though they've been making their own shit, they still have a long hill to walk up, to climb. And I'm glad that Google's been making their own phones, but really they need to step it up. They do need to step it up. So as it stands now, Google is dependent upon companies like Qualcomm for giving it that framework and determining much of what it can do with its Pixel products. And for a company that's laser focused on areas like machine learning and an always listening assistant service, that creates some serious limitations with the types of experiences it's able to provide. By creating its own custom chip for Pixel phones, Google could shatter those boundaries again and gain the freedom to do exactly what it wants, how it wants, and when it wants. It'll complete the puzzle, in other words, and turn the Pixel into a almost fully self-controlled beast, a singular device that represents Google's vision for what a current Android phone ought to be. And as a company that also creates an operating system, Google's in a unique position to take advantage of that power and wield it in some potentially interesting ways. That brings us to the second significant benefit a self-made Pixel chip could bring about and allow Google to pass down to us. It would provide Google total power to decide how long the processor and thus the phone around it supported. The one thing that we do talk about is the fact that Apple has such long support when it comes to their iPhones, and not only their iPhones, but their products in general. Usually 5 years is what they get in terms of support. But when it comes to a lot of Apple products in general, those things last forever. I hear about people who have MacBooks that are still doing their thing years and years later. I mean, my MacBook is 5 years old and I'm still able to I don't edit video on it, but for just general use, it works fine for me. I mean, I'm not saying that Android phones don't last a long time. Some do. My Nexus 6P is still kicking and it's 5 years old. But I think in terms of complete usability, I think iPhones and MacBooks, even after 5, 6, 7 years, I think a lot of them, I think more so than Androids and PCs, I think they hold up a lot better at the end of the day. As boring as they might be, as expensive as they might be, price might not even be a factor if you're able to keep something and use it for 5, 6, 7 years or longer. Again, that's going to depend on the person. So, Brian with $1 super chat. Brian, thank you, man. Thank you for always helping support, helping offset costs. Thank you for being in the stream, dropping super chats 99.9% of the time. Brian, thank you so much for the $1 super chat, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Constantine, what up, Phone Jerome fam? What's going on, Constantine? If Google's going to let Samsung build the quote unquote Google processor, then they can let them build the whole phone. Just imagine premium hardware paired with pure Android. I'd love to see that. One of the things I'd love to see is Samsung build quality with stock Android. I just don't want them to make an Exynos chip. That's what I don't want at all. Deepak says chips made in-house have a huge advantage. Apple and Huawei, for example. There you go. Also, these chips need to work hand in hand with their neural core and AR core chips, which seems possible based on what they've done so far. Thank you for adding that in. Something I didn't really think about either. SMBK, what's going on, man? I use a Pixel 2 XL and it is rocking. That's awesome. I can't remember. Someone in here is still rocking an OG Pixel. I mean, I have a Nexus 6P, but that's not my daily driver. I know someone in here is rocking a OG Pixel and it's still kicking pretty well. Jonas, the Swiss Games, how's it going, man? Never had good battery life on Samsung phones longer than 1.5 years. My iPhone 5S had around 4.5 years of usable battery. That's a long time. That is a long time for that. Jonas, welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you in here before, but welcome. Leo says, remember, a lot of folks, iPhones go in under 2 years also. Overall, Apple does last though. Yeah, I mean, let's not pretend that like Apple's the best of them, because it's not. Every company, every manufacturer is going to have issues when it comes to their products. But if I had to like pin build quality and longevity on a product, it would be Apple, despite it being overpriced, despite it being boring, despite all the shit that they like. Apple isn't perfect either, but I think they have that part down. Google doesn't have that part down just yet. And I don't know when they will. Maybe when they start making their own in-house chipsets, maybe for the Pixel 6, but who knows? Malcontent says current software development being done by Google to support ARM chips from Qualcomm and MediaTek is giving them a good test bed, both phones and Chromebooks. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Nick, what up, Jerome? What's going on, Nick? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. There, it's Brian Wu with the OG Pixel. There you go. Oh, Paul's saying it too. My son uses the OG Pixel XL. I replaced the battery and it's still butter smooth. Nice. Well, good for you to replace the battery yourself, because it's something I don't even touch at all. Yeah. Wow. My dad is still using the Nexus 6. Still works fine. Wow. I'm surprised. I mean, not that I couldn't use the Nexus 6P as a daily. No, I couldn't. That I think I would go nuts using a Nexus 6P as a daily driver. Google would be making a mistake going with Samsung for its chip manufacturing rather than TSMC. But that's the thing, Aiden. They're going with Samsung. I think they're partnering with them. Are they not? Isn't that what the word is for it? I don't know all the details, but I think they are working with Samsung in conjunction to make their own chipset. I think. Ed says Samsung hardware and install custom ROM, and there you go. If that's what you want. I mean, I've always thought about doing that too. What would I be throwing on there? Lineage or something similar? Apple does last. It's just so status quo and boring. No. I think that's the thing for a lot of us too, is like Apple is always you know what it is? I think for some of us as well is that the Pixel phone or Androids in general is usually the underdog. And a lot of us always want the underdog to be the winner. So we're always rooting for the underdog. And I think that's how I feel about Pixel phones, at least for me. Okay. So I do need to get back into here. I'm just looking to see who else is in here. What's going on, Javon? Welcome. I hope they distance themselves from Exynos. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. So what does Paul say here? Custom Google chipset would help with standby battery time for sure. Yeah, iPhone does kill it with standby battery time for sure, definitely. Okay, so let's kind of continue on here. Android upgrades have long been a sticking point of the platform, mostly due to the plain and simple fact that device makers whose names don't rhyme with Schmoogle have no motivation to make timely and ongoing updates a priority. Yesterday, we talked about how OnePlus for the Nord 10 and Nord 100, Nord N10. The Nord N10 and the Nord N100, is that what it's called? These two phones, they're mid-range and a budget phone. They're both coming out with, they're both, those two budget or mid-range and a budget phone are coming with Android 10, and they just announced they'll get Android 11, and then that's it. Nothing else. That's all they're going to get is it comes with Android 10. It's going to get Android 11, and that's it. At least Samsung is now starting to do 3 years for most of their phones. Google, though, still 3 years. And then you have Apple, who will support for 5 years. And it would be nice to see it would be nice to see Google bump from 3 to 5 or even longer. And maybe having their own chipset will help out with that. So, It's still stuck at providing those updates for a mere 3 years compared to what a certain other high-profile operating system controlling company offers on its self-made devices. That doesn't seem like much. They're talking about Apple there. We can talk all day about how Google could and should do more, but ultimately part of the problem is that Google currently has to rely on the vendor that makes its phone processors to continue supporting those chips and making sure every new Android version plays nicely with them. The chip makers, understandably, are much more interested in hawking their moderately improved new models every year than supporting their aging wares. So that's something that's very annoying for me as well, is the fact that every chipset that comes out, every time you hear about Snapdragon releasing a new chipset because they have 8 million different chipsets, what are the real big benefits? I don't think they're leaps and bounds above and ahead. And it's, at the end of the day, it's profit for them. That's all it is. It's just us shelling out more money to get a modest isn't even the word, a minor upgrade, which is why for most people, it's better just waiting 2-3 years to upgrade your next phone. Unless you're like us and we're just nerdy and we just have to have every new phone that comes out every year. Okay. So, guess what? Building its own chips eliminates that problem. That's how Apple is able to keep sending out iOS updates to iPhones for so long. And on a closer to home level, now how a company like NVIDIA is able to keep updating its Shield Android TV box 5 years and counting after that device is released. That last example is especially pertinent here. As my pal Jerry Hildenbrand has pointed out over at Android Central, NVIDIA isn't supporting its Shield device simply because it wants to put positive vibes out into the Android community. It's doing it because NVIDIA is first and foremost a gaming hardware company, and the Shield is a vehicle for NVIDIA's gaming platforms. Oh, well, yeah, that's actually a great point. So pretty much saying that Google's in a position to benefit from providing you an exceptional Android phone experience that only continues to get better over time. That I would love to see. That I feel like is something that Google should have been doing from the start. Since that's how they make most of their money, Google mostly wants you to use its software and services and be online as much as possible. And having its own chip in a Pixel would much better align with that goal. See how this is all coming together? And there's one more promising piece to the puzzle. And this is a big one. I mean, all of these are big, but this is a big one, I think, for all of us in general, all of us that we can relate to and not argue, is it would grant Google a newfound ability to cut back on costs and potentially pass those savings on to us. Building your own components brings with it one very important advantage. At least when the process is done properly and at a high enough scale, it saves you some much needed moolah. Think about it. Everyone in this race is there to make money. So when Qualcomm sells Google the processors it needs, it's marking them up from the actual cost in order to turn a profit. That's basic economics. When Google becomes a company creating all the chips, it no longer has to pay that markup. It sells the processors to itself, in a sense, at cost. And that means it can pack more value into a Pixel phone or Pixel book, and at least in theory, pass some of those savings on to us, the mere mortals who fork over our hard-earned nickels to buy those shiny rectangles. With Google already focusing on a more value-minded model, talking about the 4A, the 5 being priced at $700, which is overpriced, but whatever. Not whatever. That's not really what I'm trying to say. It's just the fact that, yeah. All that's left to do now is wait and see when exactly Google's Pixel chip plan comes into place and how exactly it ends up looking. But it sure seems like some interesting possibilities are ahead. And maybe if we're lucky, they'll even come in a Cool Ranch variety. I like the article. This is the first time I've read it, but I saw the title and I'm like, this would be a great thing to talk about, because we're talking, the 4A is out, the 4A 5G is on its way. The Pixel 5 is here. And a lot of us are waiting to see what the Pixel 6 is going to have in store, not only in terms of its chipset, what they're going to do with the chipset, but for me, I'm waiting to see what they're going to do with their camera. I just did a test showing the Pixel 4a and the 5, and they're basically the exact same main shooter. And we really need to see a step up from Google when it comes to some of its upgrades. Yes, it's an excellent camera still. It's going to be an excellent camera at $350. It's a great value for the Pixel 4a. This Pixel 4a is great, but when you compare it to a $700 phone like the Pixel 5, it's kind of like, well, yes, it's not just about the camera. Phones aren't just about the camera, but for a lot of people, it's very high on their priority. For me, it's one of my top priorities, other than being stock Android. But price is up there as well. Getting a good value for your phone is very important. With that being said, tomorrow, I have to go to the Apple store and pick up my iPhone 12 Pro Max. And I need to return my iPhone 12 Pro. But actually, I don't have to return my iPhone 12 Pro until the 19th. So I'm going to be able to test the 12 and the 12 Pro Max, the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max against each other. Okay. Anyway, going back to chat, I wonder how an in-house made chipset would affect the Pixel A series. Would it muddle the line with the higher end series? That's what I'm wondering as well. Are Google gonna make are they gonna make their own chipset for the A series? I'd imagine they would. I'd imagine they would move away from Snap or Qualcomm. Maybe not next year, maybe not for all of the phones, but maybe the Pixel 6 will feature the very first Google chipset, and then the phones after that will be all Google's own chipset. Right now, the code name for that is Whitechapel. That's what they call their chipset. But I'm sorry, I don't mean to swing that way too much. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Team Varai, what up, Team Varai? Thanks for checking me out on Facebook. I see a thumbs up there too. So thank you for the thumbs up. Sean, 1482, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. Cool Ranch is nasty. I have a garbage palette. I love Cool Ranch. For you guys that don't know, well, again, I have that other channel where it's not a tech channel, but like I do mukbangs on that channel. I mean, it's kind of a mukbang. And I eat like garbage. I eat anything and everything. I'm very easy to please when it comes to food. Google Nexus 9 was powered by the NVIDIA. Oh, I forgot about that. And that thing was a beast when it came out. Those NVIDIA chips last real long on Android. I wish Google chose NVIDIA instead of Sam. That's a great point. That is a great point. I wonder why they didn't. NVIDIA seems like a legit company that really cares about this article talked about, they're still looking into it as a profitable thing, but it seems like they care more than maybe what Samsung would do, So that's a good point. I appreciate you saying that, Krishna. Mauricio, what's going on? Hello. Google can name their chip the same as Apple, M1. Maybe one. Maybe. Will it work? Aisha, how's it going, man? More like incremental upgrade. There's the word. That's the word I was thinking of. Incremental, not minor, incremental. Paul says Google should have teamed up with AMD for chipset and Nokia for hardware. So you don't know this, Paul. Maybe, I don't know if other people know this. Before the iPhone came out, I was a Nokia fanboy. I never bought into the Motorola Razr. I never bought into the Sidekicks or whatever else was coming out back in the day. I was a Nokia fanboy. That's all I ever bought. Nokia candy bar phones. That was my thing. Isaiah Garcia, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. I'd like to see 5-year support, but I usually buy a new phone every 2 years anyways. I wonder how this would affect future sales of Pixel phones if they're able to have longer software support. I think if anything, Isaiah, is okay. So the way I think about it is if they make their own chipsets, they're probably going to be faster. Hopefully, they're probably going to be more robust. They'll probably last longer in terms of that support, and maybe that will help the resale value. Maybe they'll figure out quality control when it comes to build quality and materials. Hopefully, Google. Hopefully, please, Google. But that's my hope there. I don't know, though. I mean, I think all of us, we don't know. We don't know where it's going to go. Jonas says, am I the only one who wants to have 2 days battery life, 2 days plus battery life as the standard on phones? No, I'd love to see it. I mean, right now I'm getting a day and a half to 2 days on my Pixel 5, which is great. My Pixel 4a is about a day and a half. No, I would love to see that on all phones. That would be great. Wyatt Wolford, hello. How's it going, Wyatt? Welcome. I'm like going backwards, going up, seeing if I missed anybody. And there's a fruit fly. Go away. Dougie, what's going on? Google versus Apple. It's like AMD versus Intel in the past. What's going on, Dougie? Welcome to the stream. Deepak says, years back, I was living in XDA world. So was I. Now, no, I want good performance out of the box for years to come. That's kind of where I've been lately. I still sometimes want to dabble in rooting and doing different things. But for me, just like when it comes to camera phones, I just want to point and shoot and have a good shot on a phone. That's it. I don't want to have to deal with a bunch of other stuff. Doesn't mean that I shouldn't. Doesn't mean that other people shouldn't, if that's what you like. For me, I have my DSLR if I really want to do manual stuff. I mean, like I have my PC when I want to tinker with things. When it comes to phones lately, I just want something like straight out of the box, at least for me. Night Surf 03. Have you had overheating issues while recording in 4K 60? So just an FYI, Night Surf 03. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I'm guessing you're new. I haven't seen you here before either, but you can look at my past. I have 4K 60 tests right now on my channel. And I've done at least 3 tests over 10 minutes recording 4K 60. Not one of those times have I had issues with overheating. To be fair, I live in Chicago. The weather hasn't been like 80, 90 degrees. The warmest we've had last week was around 70 degrees, but now we're back in like the 40s, 50s, sometimes 30s. So that could play a part too, but I haven't had any issues with 4K 60, at least in my testing. Okay. You guys talking about goddamn potato chips. Fear the Roo. Doritos. Okay. Where am I at here? Why you got to clown the Razr? I'm not clowning on the Razr. I'm not clowning on it. I know that was a very popular phone. There were a lot of great phones back in the day. I'm just saying I was a Nokia fanboy. That's all I'm saying. Aiden says AMD would not work in phones. It's a completely different instruction set. Fair point. Simply doesn't work in low power scenarios. That's a good point. Thank you for pointing it out, Aiden. To be honest, smartphone manufacturers want you to buy a new phone every 2 to 3 years. Who would build a smartphone that lasts forever? Yeah. I mean, that's also a fair point too. I think us as consumers, we want to get the best out of what we can get. God, we're already at the hour. I have a meeting in 30 minutes. So I'm going to do this real quick here. But so we talked about this yesterday. That is the chipset talk, by the way, guys, obviously. So we talked about this yesterday about how Google is going to be taking away unlimited photos, at least high quality unlimited photos when it comes to other phones that aren't Pixels. But now it looks like future Pixels won't be getting them. And we asked this question yesterday. And I think I said yesterday that anything past the Pixel 5 probably won't have unlimited photos anymore. And it looks like we got confirmation on that. And Dougie with a €1 super chat. Dougie, thank you. Thank you for the €1 super chat. Thank you for being a supporter. Thank you for helping offset costs. Thank you for being a YouTube member, part of the Phone Jerome fam. Guys, thank you for the super chats. Thank you for coming in here, talking, having a discussion. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. It's always nice to see like newer regulars as well, like Dougie. Like Dougie came in pretty recently, and to see him be a supporter is appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I haven't read this article. We're just going to skim it real quick. And it looks like the Pixel 6 and beyond, if you try to take photos and use the Google Photos app to back up your stuff, it's going to count against your quota. So start saving up for a Google One subscription. I have a Google One subscription. I pay $20 for 100 gigs of storage, and it works well, but I'm running out of space already, and I've been having to delete shit off of that. Oh, I see another Jonas with a 5. I don't know what CHF stands for, but I'll just say $5 with a $5 super chat. Jonas, thank you so much. There you go. YouTube recommended this stream, and it was a hit. Jonas, I did not realize that YouTube has been recommending my stuff. So for the longest time, I've been a tech YouTuber for a couple of years, and I've come and gone just because of like YouTube doesn't pay enough. And like they have like, when I was gone for a year, they took me out of the algorithm. And to hear that people are able to, they got a recommendation. I love that. Thank you. Thank you, YouTube, for actually recommending me, but thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Jonas, hopefully you come back and you stay a regular and have a discussion with us. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, Jonas. Thank you for the support. That's usually my little, that's the only thing I can do. I don't know how else to thank you guys, but thank you so much. And then Aiden with $1 super chat as well. Aiden, thank you guys. Thank you for all the support today. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Somebody asked me a question, actually, now that I see these super chats, because somebody asked me if I ordered the Woo. Did you ask me if I ordered the 4A 5G? I did. The other day, I was going to cancel the 4A 5G because I didn't want to pay the $35 restocking fee. But then they're just like, no, we'll pay the restock. And everyone just sent a bunch of super chats to pay the restocking fee the Woo with $1.01 super chat. The Woo, are you trying to like one up everyone with the extra penny? Who are you? Who do you think the Woo? Thank you so much for the $1 super chat, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Thank you. It's a Swiss franc. I will remember that the next time I see CHF. Thank you, Jonas. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 5 Swiss francs. Is that how I would say it? I think that's how I would say it. But thank you so much. Woo! I'm not good at that. I need to make a soundboard for that, so we do that better. All right, so let's talk about this because I only have, what time is my, oh shit, I have half an hour before my meeting. You guys, Ed with the $1.02 super chat. Ed is not going to let that go, the Woo. Ed, thank you for the super chat. Guys, thank you for all the love today. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. Krishna with a $2 super chat. There you go, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. We have to get, first of all, again, Krishna, Ed, the Woo. I'm already forgetting. Jonas, guys, thank you for the super chats. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for always supporting. It helps me do what I do daily. I appreciate the love, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, we need to talk about Google not giving storage anymore. God damn it. Ernie with a $5 super chat. Ernie, thank you. How am guys, I have to get on a call in 29 minutes and I need like at least 10 minutes before that to kind of like save my breath because I have to do a lot of talking as well. Ernie, thank you for the $5 super chat. Guys, thank you so much for the support as always. Thank you so much. Much love for all of you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Okay. So where am I at here? All data uploaded after June 1st, 2021 would take up space in your Google account. However, the company said all current Pixel phones wouldn't be affected as long as you're using high quality, not using original quality like I am. I use original quality, so it gets affected for me. We've reached out to Google for comment, but it would be surprising for the company to drop one of the main advantages to buying a Pixel phone. The Pixel 5 came with 3 months of Google One, which adds 100 gigs of storage. So perhaps Google will offer a similar, wait, how do I take advantage of that? I don't remember getting that. How do I get that? Google has now confirmed to Android police that future Pixel phones won't have free Google Photos backup, even with the regular high quality option. So if you buy did I miss a super chat? Okay, I did. I did. William with a $5 super chat. William, thank you, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for all the super chats today. I love you guys. I hope you see the work I put into this channel. I know that I don't have all the time in the world, especially since I split 2 channels now, and I have another job in the day, and I have other clients, and I appreciate you guys. I hope you know that that's why I work 14 to 16-hour days, because I am trying to do 8 million things at once, and thank you for the love. Thank you, William. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Everybody, thank you guys so much. So really what I'm trying to say with this story here is if you are buying anything after a Pixel 5, just know that when you take photos and you use Google Photos to back up your stuff, it's gonna count against your quota. I think they give you 15 gigs of storage space, which is still pretty good. It's not 5, right? I think it's 15. But if you want to have more photos stored, you're gonna have to pay up. That's just how it's gonna be. It's no longer free original storage. It's no longer free high quality image storage. Now you're going to have to pay for anything past a Pixel 5. Dougie, guys, Dougie with another €2 super chat. Dougie, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for all the super chats today. You guys are making it rain today for sure, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing love. I do appreciate it. Really, I do. Thank you. Jonas says, why did I disable my sub count? That's an easy one, because I was losing subs. So when I came back from YouTube after being gone for a year, I went from like 30,000 and I was losing subs every day, even like 100 a day. And it was just like demoralizing for me. I really shouldn't care, but it's hard not to care. And I still lose subs to this day. Google still doesn't really put me in that algorithm. I lose actually, now that there's a lot more people watching, it looks like my sub count, I lose about 5 to 10 and I gain about like 3 or 4. So I lose about 5 a day now, which is better than losing about 50 to 75 a day. Anyway, that's really the only reason. Maybe when that goes back up, but I'm not too worried about it. I try not to be, but yeah. So guys, I have one more quick thing I want to talk to you guys about, because the one thing I always want to share is whenever I find deals. So just an FYI, you can get the Pixel stand right now from Amazon for $53. I don't really care much about wireless charging, but I will be honest with you. Every time I stream for the last like 2 months, I have a Pixel stand here that shows the chat. And so like I have chat on my software, but it's behind for some reason. And so I have a Pixel stand that sits here and that charges my iPhone or whatever. I know there are also issues when it comes to the Pixel stand, or at least wireless charging and people talking about the battery swelling up. So please take that in mind if you do think about buying it. But I just wanted to share the story because yeah, on Amazon right now, you can get it for $53, which is $26 off, which would make it, what is that, $89 typically. There aren't many left in stock. So is the link here? I just want to make sure that we can check it. Yeah, so right now, $53 for a Google Pixel stand. So just an FYI, if any of you are interested, check it out. Well, right now it says in stock November 21st. So just make sure if you are looking for it that you can get it there. Look for it on Amazon, type in Google Pixel stand, $53. So that I think might be it. Let me just go through chat real quick. Ernie, like the video, everyone. Thank you guys. Also, FYI, if you are not a subscriber, I do stream weekdays at 2 p.m. Central. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you want, hit that bell notification so you know when I do start my streams. Also, real quick, for people who might want to support in an extra way, if you have noticed in chat, people have a red Chicago star next to their name. The reason they have that is because they're part of the Phone Jerome fam. That's me, the Phone Jerome fam. You could be one too for as little as 99 cents a month. You'll get the red Chicago star next to your name. You'll get to use custom emoji. There's more emoji than this as well. And then you get your name in the intros and outros of my live streams, which I am overdue for, but I will get that updated soon. Again, all you got to do is click that blue join button. You'll also get access to my private Discord, where you can chat in there. I haven't been there in a while just because I've been so busy, but you get access to that as well. If you can't find that blue join button, you can go to youtube.com/PhoneJerome/join. Otherwise, that's it. In terms of the marketing thing, that's just a way to support. If you can't support, and I totally understand in that kind of way, you can always just hit the like button. You can hit the subscribe button. It is just, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything to do that. So with that being said, guys, we are an hour and 13 minutes into this. I have to get on a call in about 20 minutes. So we're going to call it a day. But guys, I want to thank everybody again for stopping by. Thank you for all the super chats today, guys. The support is always crazy, and I'm always very thankful, whether or not you guys support in that way, just you guys coming in, saying hi, saying what's up, building a community, having that community here, and like not being the like Apple's the best, Google's the best, Android's the best, and like fighting over stupid shit. That's not what this is about. This is about actually having a decent conversation. Yes, I think a lot of us might be very biased when it comes to Pixel phones, but that's just, I like to talk about news that is important to me And if it's like enjoyable for you, then that's a plus as well. So, all right, guys, come back tomorrow, Friday, 2 p.m. Central. We'll do it all over again, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.